Hello everyone, and welcome to a special episode of Doki Doki Blue Skies. I predict that this is going to be the Halloween episode, and if my scheduling works out correctly, this is indeed Halloween night. Ooh.
Yeah. Spooky time.
Yes, it starts off at night. We have that refreshing crispness in the air. The vibrant flurry of reds and oranges and yellows gently swirling down from the treetops. It's definitely autumn. And with autumn comes Halloween. I love the music right here. While I'm not into horror as much as someone like Yuri, I've always enjoyed Halloween. It gives a good excuse to indulge in all things horror, not to mention prank friends and enemies. Man, Sayori and I used to go all out on each other when it came to Halloween pranks. I guess Halloween's a good prank holiday as April Fool's Day, maybe even more so, because it can be spooky.
True.
Speaking of, she's late, as usual. I wonder if she's gonna be in costume.
Oh. Sayori, there you are. Hurry up or we'll miss out on all the fun.
I'm going as fast as I can! What is she?
I love it.
She's like a...
She looks like a vampire hunter.
Oh, yeah. She could be a vampire hunter. I took a little nap after school, so I was putting on my costume.
A little nap, huh?
Something tells me that this nap was more than just a cat nap.
Well, you still look pretty nice at least. Cowgirl, huh?
That's not a cowgirl.
Yeah, no. Liking the Halloween twist on it. Has a really cool vibe to it.
You look great as well, main Kara. What is he dressed up as?
Oh.
I haven't seen...
Is it a cowboy?
Maybe it's a dark Halloween cowboy, I guess. I haven't seen you in a costume for ages. It's really bringing back memories.
Thanks. Yeah, can you believe that I actually put effort into this?
I laughed to myself. There I was, thinking I'd outgrown Halloween, yet here I am. Hey, it's a cool excuse when you have friends to hang out with,
Yeah. And there's no virus.
Yes. Well, you have to. It's Halloween, after all. I just wonder what the others are gonna look like. Ooh. Her question lingers in my head as we make our way to school. Along the way, I spot a couple of other people, also dressed up. One guy doesn't look too out of the ordinary. Brown fedora, red and green sweater. Huh.
Oh, I
Is
get
that, Nightmare on Elm Street?
It's Freddy.
Yes.
Yep.
It's his glove that's the giveaway. It sports a row of blades. Obviously Freddy. Upon closer inspection, his face looks charred and burnt. Impressive makeup, to say the least. Sayori flinches as she passes him. I don't like the look of that guy. I bet he'll give me nightmares. Yep.
Ha!
Totally. Whether that was an intentional pun or not is up for debate. Ooh, look at them, main Kara. I can't help but grin as I see what Sayori's pointing to. A group effort with one person in a brown Great Dane onesie, dog onesie. That's the mystery, gang. Next to him stands a nervous-looking guy with shaggy brown hair, while a confident-looking blonde man leads the pack, accompanied by two women. The references are real. It's a pretty big contrast from the costume we saw beforehand. The walk to school feels more like a parade, with a variety of characters ranging from horror to cute, western to eastern. Yeah, that's my favorite part of Halloween, is just looking at the crowd and seeing the creativity.
Yeah.
A creepy-looking pale girl with jet black hair covering her face ambles past us without a word. Sayori clings to me. Why do people have to dress up so scarily? It's Halloween, didn't you hear?
Exactly. Well, it is Halloween.
I know. It's just that some of these costumes and the makeup are so convincing. I squeeze her hand gently.
Sayori, they're just people having fun. Look, I'll say hello to the next one. You'll see they're just celebrating Halloween. There's nothing to be afraid of. He's gonna chicken out.
Oh, she doesn't look very convinced, but nods anyway. The next person to walk by us doesn't look too scary. Kinda looks like a janitor with dark overalls and an expressionless white mask. Oh, is this Michael?
Michael Myers.
It could also be Jason, though. But that has a hockey mask.
Oh.
But
yeah.
Michael Myers looks more like a janitor, though.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Sure, the mask is a bit unsettling, but at least he... Okay, never mind, he's got a huge knife! That's Michael.
Hey, nice costume.
The masked man doesn't reply, although he does stop walking. Now he's just standing there wordlessly, looking at us both. Hey, he's in character! I don't think this is doing Sayori any favors. You had to pick a guy who's a mute.
You, on your way to a party?
No response. He tilts his head as his fingers fiddle with the hilt of the knife.
Well,
Sayori tugs on my sleeve as the man carries on walking. Maybe he was a mime.
Sure, let's go with that.
I don't think Sayori has seen any scary movies.
Probably not.
She doesn't get the references. The school grounds look completely different at night, with the lights out and the usual noises absent. The whole building has a totally different vibe. I can't help but shiver slightly as we draw closer. It's crazy how the hustle and bustle of the place really brings it to life. With all of that gone, the sleeping school looks like the typical haunted buildings you see in horror movies. The windows, devoid of any light, are sinister and uninviting. The faint light of the moon basks the grounds in an ethereal glow. Either way, we must be the only students who are breaking into school to celebrate Halloween. Wait, really?
Oh, they're breaking in?
Hardly the most wild of places to break into, but the sight in front of me confirms that it's perfect for the festivity. Main Kara?
Don't tell me you're scared, Sayori.
Hey, you are too! I puff out my chest in a comedic display of faux bravado.
Am not.
She playfully rolls her eyes. If you say so. By the way, where are the others? Right behind you. Ah! I can't help but let out a yelp of surprise as the unexpected voice causes me to jump out of my skin. Meanwhile, Sayori is in a furious fit of giggles, shaking with laughter.
Hey, what's so funny? Don't tell me you weren't scared either.
She must have seen from behind him. I saw
For
her
sure.
coming. Aww. Monica holds an expression torn between sympathy and amusement.
Aw, that's so cute.
She's a cute witch.
Oh, I love that.
Sorry, Main Kara, but it was too good an opportunity to pass up. You should have seen your reaction. I pull a face.
Oh, she's also got her hair down.
Oh, yeah.
Very funny.
It looks about as long as Yuri's does.
Yeah. I mean, I guess that makes sense, because, like, her ponytail goes down really far.
Mm-hmm.
Nice costume, by the way.
She does a twirl. Thank you. I wasn't sure what to go with in the end. That's why it looks kind of patchy, I guess. It felt weird putting on a costume. I can't even remember the last time I did anything for Halloween.
I'm guessing this is the first time you've broken into school, huh?
You shouldn't be proud of that, Main Kara.
Ah, come on, Monica. Where's your rebellious teenage spirit? You're a witch, after all. Aren't they meant to get up to mischief?
Yeah, come on. It'll be a lot of fun. No one will find out. In all the excitement of preparing for Halloween, I totally forgot that Monica was a perfect student. The thought of breaking in, especially into school, must be completely foreign to her. Still, sometimes you've got to have a little fun, today of all days as well. A wry smile works its way onto her face. Just for today. As it turns out...
That's the spirit.
As it turns out, breaking into a school is kind of easy. I mean, Yuri and Main Kara were able to break in to get some art supplies for their festival.
Oh, true.
That, or we just got lucky. We managed to find a window that's unlocked. Oh. The interior of the darkened school looks just as spooky as the exterior. My imagination is doing me no favors. Every sound we make seems exceedingly unwelcome, like we've stumbled into the den of a monster.
It's kind of weird that it's so open, because like at least where I went to high school, that thing was locked down hard. Like all the windows and doors were alarmed.
Right. Yeah, Japanese schools are probably more open, like if they expect people to, I guess, borrow things from the school. Even with Sayori and Monica near me, I can't help but feel uneasy. I was all for the idea of breaking into school, but now that we're actually inside, it's only just dawning on me how creepy darkened schools really are. I swear I heard a rumor that a couple of years ago, a student committed suicide in this very school. Oh. Did she hang herself? I shiver as I simultaneously try to block out the memory and remember more of it. Huh?
Oh, God.
It's like, don't think about it. But when was it? What were the details? No, don't think about it.
The details were it was Sayori.
Oh, no, that wasn't it. She just disappeared one day. But Sayori didn't.
Yeah, she was deleted.
Yeah, but she didn't hang herself in the school. She hung herself at home.
That's true.
No trace of her. Oh, almost like her very being was just deleted. Gone.
Got him.
Like that. Well, okay. Interesting. I mentally shake myself. No, that didn't happen. These are just silly rumors that school kids like to spread to creep each other out. But a part of me can't help but imagine, what if that actually did happen? Would her ghost still be roaming these very halls, twisted with vengeance, prowling for victims? What if... Here we are!
Ooh.
Oh, Monica! Stop it! Monica's voice snaps me out of my spectral spiel. We're outside the clubroom. I can spot Yuri and Natsuki inside, poring over a pumpkin carving. So Yuri and Natsuki are already in the club.
Oh.
It's a shame we're doing it in this room.
Huh? Why?
Well, it's Halloween, right? The classroom opposite to us is where that one student hung herself. Oh, she knows about it too. I freeze as Monica winks at me, opening the door. Ooh.
I'm still so confused as to whether or not Monica can read our thoughts.
Yeah, that is true. I like the music got a little more dramatic with the organ.
Yeah, I would have loved it if just for the scene where she interrupts us, her sprite was facing forward.
What if she faces forward somewhere in the Halloween party?
Oh God, that would definitely confirm that she can understand us.
Yeah. Hey guys! You two look great. Oh, Yuri blushes. It looks like she's gone for some sort of gothic vampire outfit, which, given her taste in horror and poetry, is a really good fit. She looks like a pretty Victorian vampire.
I love it.
Thank you, Monica.
Oh, look at her hair.
Ooh, it's so wavy and nice.
Oh, I love it. It's so good. I love these costumes.
Yes. It is quite enjoyable to express my love for horror in this way. Poems are, of course, gratifying to write, but this makes a nice change. Sayori wanders over, trying to figure out what Yuri is meant to be. Are you, a vampire? Yes, a gothic one, in the vein of Anne Rice's vampires. I haven't read Anne Rice, but I read, like, I saw the Vampire Diaries movie, so I think that's close enough.
Oh. I've never heard of Anne Rice.
I hear she's written a lot of vampire novels.
Makes sense.
It's not too dark, is it?
Relax, Yuri. It's Halloween. It's pretty much a day dedicated to horror. It's fitting.
I really like yours as well, Natsuki. Pretty spooky.
Ooh.
Ooh, that should be your name for today. Spooky?
Spooky.
That's a pretty
oh,
cute
like
skeleton.
Spooky's Jump Scare Mansion.
Oh.
Sayori?
Oh, yeah. Do you want to do Natsuki, or should I?
You should do
Okay.
it.
I'll give you a break this Halloween.
Sayori,
Yeah.
where the heck are you? Not spooky!
Oh,
Oh.
I get it.
That's your new name! It's super fitting!
Natsuki looks at Monica and Yuri in a desperate plea. Look at their faces. She's like, yeah, it's a pun. After getting no response, she sighs deeply and starts up again.
Sayori? Yeah? That is literally the stupidest thing I've heard all day.
Everyone but Sayori breaks into laughter.
Aw.
Spooky, scary skeletons.
Hey, that's super mean! Sorry, but it's the truth. But it's cute! Cute? I'm a skeleton. How in the world is that cute?
Skeletons are adorable.
Yeah.
It's Halloween. This day is supposed to be, like, the opposite of cute.
Well, I won't lie. That's a pretty fitting name, not spooky. She grins.
Sorry. Oh, come on. Yuri could have come up with a better nickname. Yuri?
You're putting me on the spot here, Natsuki. To her credit, she at least didn't call her Nat Spooky.
Mean Kara?
Sorry, I really can't deny Sayori in her moment of glory.
Fine, but only if I get to give her a dumb nickname too. Wait, Sayori, what exactly are you? A cowgirl, right?
Sayori tips her hat down and adopts a southern cowboy drawl, so she is a cowgirl.
Oh, I can see the rope on her hip
Oh.
now.
It's high noon.
It's new.
What was his name again?
McCree.
McCree. So she's...
Jesse McCree.
I guess she's a gender swap McCree then. Well,
Yeah.
not a very good one. There's silence for a moment. If you listen closely, you can almost hear the tumbleweed going by. No one gets it. Fitting for a cowboy, at least.
Sayori? It's midnight.
Oh, it's the opposite of high noon.
It's high noon then.
Hey! She's on a roll.
She's being funny.
You've been watching too many spaghetti westerns, Sayori. Spaghetti?
Ha, like papyrus.
Now I'm just hungry.
Oh, I just noticed the Halloween music actually sounds like the Doki Doki Literature Club, but with organs. It's pretty interesting.
That's
I
clever.
hadn't caught that before, but now it's playing the chorus. This is part of the reason why I like Halloween. It really brings everyone together, even if the premise of the festivity is a bit dark.
I figured you like Halloween the most, Yuri. It's pretty much a day dedicated to horror. Although it's pretty great seeing a skeleton, a cowboy, a vampire, and a witch all in the same room.
And whatever he is.
Yeah. Not exactly every day you get to see that. What is his costume?
No one said a thing.
I just remember all the silly things we'd get up to. All the pranks, the scary movies. Yeah, it's pretty silly, but that's what makes it fun. Plus, I can't wait to scare you all with my ghost story. It's gonna be the best. Aw, not spooky. Please don't make it too scary. We already passed a bunch of people in terrifying outfits on the way here. This horrible guy with a glove made of knives.
Yuri smiles softly. No surprise, she recognizes the character. You won't sleep well tonight, will you, Sayori?
Sorry, Sayori. Can't make any promises.
We all share a collective laugh as Sayori pouts. Speaking of festivities, I brought something that I believed would contribute to the intoxicating nature of the mysticism of Halloween. It's rather decadent, but since it's a special occasion... Yuri slides a slender black wine bottle out of her bag. Wine bottle? Its glass takes on an alluring shine beneath the fluorescent lights. I was able to find a nice Chianti.
Chianti.
Yuri?
Is that apple cider, Yuri?
No, I think it's wine.
I've done something wrong again, haven't I?
Hell no, girl.
I don't think alcoholic drinks are allowed on school grounds now, are they? Also, you're teenagers. I don't know if you're legal age, or if Japanese is different.
Well, I think it's 18 in Japan, and I'm willing to estimate at least 3 of them are 18.
Yeah. Probably.
If not all of them.
Probably not.
It's hard
Natsuki.
To tell with Natsuki.
Yeah. Well, wait. Was she the... She's the youngest, yeah.
Oh. They are underage.
Yes.
Are they?
Well,
I don't think that's canon.
Well, I guess in the mod it is.
Not to mention that we're underaged anyway.
Although that's never really stopped anyone from drinking. I'm sorry. I just thought that given that we're trespassing anyway, I don't know what I was thinking. And now the atmosphere is ruined too. It's fine, Yuri. At least you didn't bring it during a regular club meeting. Just be careful not to let anyone catch you with it.
Okay, so Dan Salvato says they're all 18, but I guess the mod is different.
Oh. Interesting.
At least if that is actually Dan Salvato.
Alright.
Could be a doctored screenshot, who knows.
Maybe.
Anyways, I'll have to admit, though, you're the last person I would have expected to bring something like that here.
Definitely. It's, like, pretty, not forward, it's, like, pretty brave of her.
Yeah, very bold.
Yuri must be under the influence of the witching hour or something.
There's still an hour or so until the witching hour.
You know what I mean. Hey, it's okay. It'll just add to the story.
The story?
Yeah, you know, the story that we'll be telling people later about tonight. Hey, you better leave that not spooky stuff out of it. Nope. Sayori! Not spooky!
Alright, cut it out, you two. Now Natsuki has that, like, angle eyes face. Don't usually see her with that.
Oh, I love it.
To be honest, though...
She's all flustered.
To be honest, though, I am a bit curious about how the wine tastes.
Oh, come on, Monica. Aren't you supposed to be the responsible one here?
You're right. She casts a wistful glance at the wine as she says that, though. Sayori and Natsuki seem to be glancing at the bottle curiously as well, while Yuri hesitantly stows it back in her bag. Okay, everyone. Let's move along to the main events, shall we? Who wants to share their poem first? Ooh. We get to see Halloween poems by the girls.
Ooh.
Who wants to share their poem first? I guess, I wonder if we came up with a poem, but I guess either we don't share or it'll be last. Let's do Yuri first.
Yeah.
Ethereal. Somber sounds of midnight malice float around a chastised chalice. Riding otherworldly winds, letters torn from nails pinned. A looming figure takes my hand, leading me through with sympathy canned. Cumbersome weights ride my shoulders with the serenity of falling boulders. Their words are muffled by lament. False reassurance fails to dent the fierce facade of fleeting fear. Time is lost, no longer here. Cobalt nerves, fractured soul, with the luminescence of coal. Clacking footsteps from below. Echo, 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 echo.
Ooh.
I like the rhymes. It's like pretty nice.
It's spoopy.
For a moment, the room is silent.
Oh no, I went too far, didn't I? No, it's just that kind of thing we're looking for. Would you like to tell us what you were thinking of when you wrote this? Okay.
Yuri takes a deep breath.
It's a bit hard to describe, but sometimes there are nights where my mind just seems to be full of noise. Nights where I can hear...
She trails off absent-mindedly. Did she get caught up in her own poem that much?
Hey, Earth to Yuri! I'm sorry. I didn't mean to get sidetracked. It's okay, Yuri. Don't feel like you have to rush.
Yeah, take your time.
Right. Well, as I was saying, I wanted to try and capture the feelings one might have on a bit of a dark night. Wait, aren't all nights dark?
Technically they are.
It's a metaphor, Sayori. I think Yuri's trying to talk about when people are going through a difficult time.
That's right, Main Kara. The dead of night can be very fickle. It can be a peaceful time as the world around us winds down, but sometimes being alone with our thoughts can be terrifying. This poem was an attempt to reclaim some of that darkness. Well, I think you did a great job with that, Yuri.
Yeah, I really liked it.
You did? Thank you.
Alright. Who wants to share their poem next? Alright, I had to do Yuri first. Do you want to pick who goes next?
Let's go with Monica.
Alright. Hers is supposed to... Whoa. Reverie. I wake up. Cold, black night. Silent and still. Then a bunch of white. I fall to my knees. Splinters in my hand. Dust in the air. Cold. Where am I? I reach for the light I need. Is it there? The switch is pressed. I feel the warmth on my face, and my hands, and my arms, and my... I wake up. It's dark all over. Cold. Silent and numb. I reach my hand out. I have no eyes to see, but I can feel it. I press the switch. The warmth fills me. The dark comes again. I die again. I wake up. Noise in my ears. Voices. Cold. I reach out and feel. Nothing. Where is it? Wasn't it real? Wasn't it here? Everyone reaches, but nobody can touch it. The dark comes again. We all die again. I wake up here again. Oh, I see. That was it. Everyone reaches.
Yeah.
So that was a spooky one. I felt that. The suspense was real.
It kind of sounds like
Reverie.
the resets of the game.
Really?
And then the last one is like nobody can touch it because it's the mod and it's now out of her control.
Yeah. Reverie is an interesting title to the poem.
Yeah. What is a reverie?
I'm not sure how to describe it, really.
To Google. Reverie.
How does Google define reverie?
A state of being pleasantly lost in one's thoughts. A daydream.
Oh.
That doesn't sound like a reverie. That sounds like the opposite of a reverie.
Yeah, reverie sounds
Unless
dark.
the warmth is a reverie.
Maybe.
Oh.
It's pretty interesting. Monica bows a little bit. What?
I like this game.
Yes. Whoever came up with this has been put a lot of work into it. Monica bows a little bit after she finishes. I mull over what she's read. I don't really get it.
Dummy.
That sounded like something Yuri would have written.
Oh, is that a bad thing?
Of course not.
No, do you think Yuri's a bad writer?
Hey, now main Kara doesn't know what reverie means either.
Oh, that doesn't make me feel confident.
Well, now we'll get their definition of reverie.
True. What does reverie mean? I don't think I've heard it before.
It's an English word that means something like having a pleasant daydream. So Google was right.
Aha!
But it comes from a French word that means madness. Oh. Appropriate for Halloween, isn't it? So it's like a pleasant daydream, but maybe because you've gone mad or crazy.
Oh, yeah. It comes from the old French word rêver, which is to be delirious.
Ooh. Monica's smile is looking a bit more sinister than normal somehow. Oh no.
How cultured.
Yuri looks a little distressed at the implication of Natsuki's sarcasm and the idea that Monica's poem sounded like something she might have written. Huh. Yeah. I could see how she would be offended.
Yeah, that's true. Do both meanings relate to the poem?
You could say that. What do you mean? It reflects on how a blissful act can make the pain go away. For a little while. Huh. Interesting.
She keeps spooking me.
Yep, Monica's the best at spooking, I guess. Who wants to share their poem next? I feel like I'm curious about Natsuki's poem.
Let's do it.
Yeah. Ah, the dark. This looks cute. Sometimes I lay awake at night, sitting in a room devoid of light, and think about the monsters waiting in the dark. I can't even imagine what they look like. Maybe sharp claws and skin lined with spikes. Maybe a mouth that could swallow me whole. Maybe red eyes that could pierce my soul. They could eat me right now if they wanted. Yet they wait. Waiting for me to close my eyes. Waiting for me to dream of the light. Waiting for the perfect moment to strike. But now I'm thinking about the monsters. And I'm still lying awake in the dark. I like that. That's kind of like I can see that being a kid's book or something. Like it's a little childish style. It's like Yuri's, but with fewer big words.
Yeah, it's a metaphor.
Yeah.
A spooky metaphor.
Yeah, I know. It's not great.
Actually, I quite like it, Natsuki. It's pretty obvious that horror is something out of your comfort zone. But you did an exceptional job at combining your style of writing with horror. Fear is a very complex emotion, so it's a challenge putting it into simple words, but I'd say you did quite well. Yeah, they're all really doing a good job considering the theme.
Yeah.
I would have to agree with Monica. Fear isn't something that is meant to be completely understood. The complexity behind what a person fears and why they're afraid of it is almost unfathomable. Your poem is about a fear of the dark, or more specifically, a fear of the unknown, yes?
Yeah. Just, I don't like knowing what's there, not knowing what's there. I don't like not feeling safe. My poem is all about how your imagination plays tricks on you when you're in the dark. You know there's no such thing as monsters, but, you can never be completely sure. That's what scares me. That uncertainty.
I can relate. But as I was saying, it's certainly a feat encapsulating something as complex as fear into 4 simple stanzas. Natsuki smiles proudly.
What can I say? I'm good at what I do. Yeah, well done, Not Spooky. Sayori, if you say that one more time, I'll...
Anyway, moving on. Okay, well, there's one left. What you got
Let's
for
see your
us?
Sios.
This is a reasonably big poem. My old friend. There is a dark and hollow thing that follows close and to me clings. It sticks to me and turns in turn when I spin around and discern, in the dark, in the deep, the faintest shape that it keeps. It goes away when sunlight shines, the sunshine sweet and warm and kind. But does it really? Is it gone? Or does it secretly keep on? Is it really hiding there, staring from beneath the chair, glaring from atop the stairs, nowhere, but yet everywhere? In the corner, in the gap, I stare in, and it looks back, weighing, weighing down, draining, draining out. Ooh. I got the chills.
That was good.
Good job, Sayori. That was very interesting, Sayori. I always enjoy seeing a poet step out of their comfort zone a little bit, especially when it comes to writing horror. What do you mean? You typically don't write darker poems, correct? Unless I've misinterpreted. I mean, they're bittersweet, so they could be sad, but not so much scary, I guess.
That's true.
No, you're right, Yuri. This was a real change of pace, and it was fun.
Well, I'm glad my suggestion has gone down well then. I figured it would be fitting for the occasion.
Don't give her too much praise. Why not?
Huh?
Dick. Oh, I'm sorry. I shouldn't say that.
Yeah.
She'll start thinking she's the next Stephen King.
Hey! I'd be a great horror writer. Actually, no. Wait. I wouldn't. I'm not a big on, actually scary stuff.
Makes sense. What's this poem about, anyway?
Ooh. Well, it's about whatever you think it's about.
Yeah, I mean, she's talking about it. It could be like the spooky clown from It.
Could be her depression.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that was my first interpretation.
Oh.
And now that she refuses to say what it is, I get the feeling that that's what it could be. Are you trying to sound like Yuri?
No, silly. I didn't write it with a specific thing in mind. It can be about whatever you fear the most. Hiding away, always there, never leaving. Even when you think it's all sunshine and rainbows.
Yeah, I could see it being a metaphor.
It never truly goes away. So it can be whatever you think it is. A terrible secret, a scary monster, a childhood fear of the dark. It could be made
Crippling depression.
Yep.
Or it could be real. Well, it doesn't just scare you. Maybe whatever it is drains you as well. Bit by bit. And what makes it scary is knowing it's always there.
Oh, she says that with a smile. That's so sad.
This girl needs a hug immediately.
Holy crap, yes. It's safe to say that no one expected that from her. The temporary silence in the room confirms that. Natsuki frowns, evidently nonplussed by what she's just heard. Even the cool, calm, collected Monica looks a little taken back. Yuri, on the other hand, smiles contentedly, seemingly unfazed by the somber explanation coming from Sayori's mouth.
Wow. Okay, it's not just me who didn't see that coming, right?
Laughter fills the clubroom. I mean it, Sayori. Your use of metaphors and use of darker thematic imagery was very refreshing to see.
Just do me a favor and don't turn into another Yuri, okay?
Natsuki.
Kidding. It was great, Sayori. Aw, you guys.
Okay.
Alright, guys. All your poems have been pretty good so far.
Now, how about yours? Oh, yay!
Awesome. But just wait till you hear my poem.
An evil grin stretches across my face as I whip out my own poem. If you're this confident, I'll be looking forward to your recitation. Did you put extra effort into this one, main Kara?
Well, not quite.
What's that supposed to mean?
It's not a poem that I wrote myself.
Oh, cheater!
Haha.
Main Kara.
But I promise you that it's very appropriate for the occasion. This is a poem that has an urban legend attached to it.
Oh.
Supposedly, if you read it out loud, you'll be cursed so that something tragic happens to you.
What? Why would you read a poem like that? I mean, who knows if it's real, but why? If it is real, why would you do that?
He just don't believe in it, and he's trying to scare him.
Ooh.
Either that or that's not true, and he's just trying to...
Mm-hmm.
Maybe even death.
Ah! Main Kara, that's so scary!
I know, right? It's great.
Well, you know the good thing about this is, like, everyone is cursed with death before he reads it.
Oh my god, you're right.
It's like everyone who hears this poem is going to die. We all are, genius.
That's true. It just depends on when.
Right.
This poem is titled Tomino's Hell, written by a poet named Saijo Yaso. And it just so happens that this is the poem that I will be reading to you all. At this very moment.
Natsuki's like,
Main Kara! Don't do it! What if something bad really happens to you? Yeah, right. It's called an urban legend for a reason, you know. Emphasis on legend, as in something that's not real. Still...
I'd like to see the data on all the people who've read the poem so far. And statistically speaking, it's likely that something tragic will eventually happen to you anyway. Yep.
Exactly what you said.
Yep. I find that there's always some element of truth behind these stories, though. Of course, this truth might not reflect the literal meaning of the stories and legends. However, there's likely a message behind the legend.
Yeah, I'm not gullible enough to believe any of this stuff, though.
Alright, guys, let's settle down. You can all voice your thoughts after I read it.
Oh, so this is his handwriting. Cool. Finally, like, the first poem he reads, and it's not even his. But it's a cool way of getting around it.
Yeah. Now I get to read a poem. Tomino's Hell. Elder sister vomits blood. Younger sister's breathing fire. While sweet little Tomino just spits up the jewels. All alone does Tomino go falling into that hell. A hell of utter darkness, without even flowers. Is Tomino's big sister the one who whips him? The purpose of the scourging hangs dark in his mind. Lashing and thrashing him, but never quite shattering. One sure path to Avicii, the eternal hell. Into the blackest of hells, guide him now, I pray, to the golden sheep, to the nightingale. How much did he put in that leather pouch to prepare for his trek to the eternal hell? Spring is coming to the valley, to the wood, to the spiraling chasms of the blackest hell. The nightingale in her cage, the sheep aboard the wagon, and tears well up in the eyes of sweet little Tomino. Sing, O nightingale, in the vast misty forest, He screams. He only misses his little sister. His wailing desperation echoes throughout hell. A fox peony opens its golden petals. Down past the 7 mountains. Where did that go?
Sorry. It's a
That's
weird
okay.
scroll whenever I try to move it.
No worries. Down past the 7 mountains and 7 rivers of hell. The solitary journey of sweet little Tomino. If in this hell they be found, may they then come to me, please. Those sharp spikes of punishment from Needle Mountain. Not just on some empty whim is flesh pierced with blood-red pin. They serve as hellish signposts for sweet little Tomino.
Interesting.
Spoopy.
It is kind of spooky. It's like Tomino and he's going around hell. I wonder how many times hell is mentioned in this one poem.
At least once per stanza.
Yeah. Very cool. Not sure if it's just me overthinking it, but I feel a strange chill running down my spine after reading it.
Name Kara! That was seriously too scary.
It was alright.
I should probably downplay it, at least for Sayori's sake. I'd have to agree with Sayori. It had a very creepy, old-fashioned feel to it. After hearing that, I wouldn't doubt that something bad looms in your future.
Monica!
Personally, I found that poem quite beautiful. Of course, it's certainly eerie, but there are a lot of symbols and metaphors that I could pick out just from hearing that one reading. I think that I'll have to look into this poem more in my free time.
Psh, you guys think that was scary? It was pretty meh, in my opinion. The poet was clearly trying too hard to be edgy and smart.
If I may respectfully disagree, the tone and word choice of the poem matches its content. It's not written that way simply to be edgy. After all, if I understood it correctly, Tomino was banished to hell for murdering his own parents.
How'd you get that out of the poem?
Well, it mentions that Tomino is on the way to Avicii, the lowest of hells in Buddhism. And killing one's parents is one way that you get sent there.
Oh, well, whatever. I still don't like it.
Well, you guys can agree to disagree.
But whether you like the poem or not, you'd have to agree with it, and the legend attached to it are pretty interesting.
I mean, I guess. Main Kara, I'm gonna have to keep a good eye on you from now on. Just in case the legend comes true.
I mean, he already had a fever, so that was kind of a curse.
Yeah.
It'd be interesting if that had happened after the Halloween thing.
Oh, yeah.
Then Sayori would have been 10 times more worried about him.
True. Sayori, there's probably a bigger chance that something bad will happen to you first, given how clumsy you are.
No.
Hey!
We all share a laugh, with Sayori joining in after a moment of pouting. Okay.
Guys, this has been so enjoyable. It's fun to scare your friends with silly pranks, and dressing up is also a lot of fun. Although, I don't really like horror that much. It's just so scary to think what could be out there.
Stop being a chicken, Sayori.
Hey, you're the one who got scared by Monica earlier.
The girls all laugh at my expense as I let out a groan.
Oh.
She's never gonna let me live this one down.
Touche.
Anyway, it's ghost story time, right?
Ooh, we get poems and ghost stories.
Heck yeah.
I don't really know many ghost stories, to be honest. Sorry. But I looked on the internet to find some. Most were super long. Like this one about what was it? I totally forget what it is now. Some kind of sleep experiment?
Oh, the Russian sleep experiment.
What?
I love that one.
Oh, I don't know that one.
Oh, it's one of the most famous creepypastas, and probably one of the most genuinely scary ones.
Fascinating. I'll have to look
into it. Yeah, people have made movies based off of it as well.
Really? A movie based on the Russian sleeping experiment?
Yeah, I believe it's just called The Sleep Experiment. The whole idea is that they're forcing these people to stay awake for like an entire month, and the lack of sleep makes people go insane.
Oh, I've heard that, but I didn't know there was a story based on it.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Sayori, you're rambling. Oh, oops. Sorry, I'm new to telling scary stories. I'm curious though, guys. What sights or sounds scare you?
I'll be honest with you. Silence scares me, especially after I've read a gripping horror story. Is it just me who finds reversed music really creepy? Ooh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Reverse music. It depends on the genre, but, like, especially slow music reversed can be spooky. My piano teacher showed me a few reversed pieces once. It just felt wrong to listen to. Especially when there's vocals. Uh-huh. You start hearing things that aren't there.
I don't know. Come on, Natsuki, there must be something out there that creeps you out. Ugh. You'll just laugh.
We won't. She's right, Natsuki. We've all shared. What is it? Natsuki averts her eyes, talking to the floor.
The noises that children's toys make.
Oh.
Like a doll voice.
You know what? I totally get that.
Yeah.
Like the old dolls with the talk boxes and such.
Yeah, there's something about those recorded voices that just aren't real.
Yeah. And, especially when there's a toy running low on batteries.
Oh, yeah.
Like, a Furby on low battery is the scariest
Like, that could definitely turn demonic.
It's like when I'm home alone and I think of, like, a Jack-in-the-Box playing by itself.
Oh, Jack-in-the-Boxes can be spooky too. Just goes like, ah!
Oh yeah, when it's just that.
It would creep you guys out too.
Nah, I'm with you. I've always found anything to do with children scary, especially in the dark.
That is interesting, how if you put children in a Halloween setting, children's laughter can turn legit creepy.
Yeah, I think it has a lot to do with, like, horror movies doing that, like Children of the Corn, obviously, and definitely The Shining.
Yeah, but it's really weird, like, how something as innocent and pure as children can be turned into horror. Like a horror element.
I mean, it's the same thing that happened with clowns, you know?
Right.
Like, there's generally nothing scary about those things, but, like, when you put something innocent in a setting that seems ominous, it immediately makes it so out of place that you think something is wrong.
Right. I guess it's a psychology thing.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
The sound of babies crying, for example.
Oh, yeah.
Normally it's annoying, but if I heard it in the dark and there was no one else around...
Ooh, a shiver.
Well, it's fitting you mentioned that, Main Kara. Don't you remember that argument we had on Halloween, back when we were, like, 10?
No. Sayori, where is this going?
We were both on our way to a Halloween party. It was pretty quiet out, so you could hear everything. I heard the sound of a baby crying, but it wasn't coming from inside anyone's house or anything. There weren't many people on the streets either, and it definitely wasn't one of them. It was coming from a down a dark alleyway.
A chill runs down my spine as I remember exactly what incident she's talking about.
I remember I wanted to go out and investigate. I was scared. It was a toddler in danger. But you didn't let me. You were too chicken to...
What? That's not being chicken. That's being smart.
Yes.
That is a surefire way to get kidnapped.
Yes, absolutely. And you're 10 at that time.
Yeah.
Hey.
Hey!
Okay, we were just in a rush. But anyway, pretty creepy, right? I guess I can kind of see what you mean about babies crying being creepy. I was a bit scared myself. Looking back, I'm glad you convinced me not to go.
Guess being a wimp has its perks, huh?
Yuri, Sayori, and Natsuki all laugh. Monica, however, looks like she's been slapped in the face. Guys, do you not realize how lucky you were? Oh, she probably knows.
She gets it.
Eh?
Oh god, you guys have no idea.
What?
Sayori, did anything seem a bit off about that baby's cry? Sayori scrunches up her face in an attempt to recall.
No, not really. Well, it did sound a bit repetitive, though. Like, the cries didn't change much.
So it was a recording.
Yeah.
Monica's voice shakes as she replies. Guys, that's what serial killers do to lure out young women. I can't help but burst out laughing.
What? Pretend to be babies? Come on, Monica. You had me going for a second there, but you kinda ruined the punchline.
She looks straight into my eyes. No, main Kara. They record a clip of a baby's cries and hide the speaker in a dark place. They prey on women's maternal instincts because they know they're attracted to the sounds of infants in distress. The laughter dies on my lips as a cold, sickening silence takes its place.
Oh my god.
That's why the cries didn't sound natural. They just recorded a small segment and replayed it over and over. It all makes sense now. The unnatural cries in the dark alleyway. A meticulous, calculated effort to ensnare an unsuspecting victim.
Wait, hang on. Didn't Miss Kasumi go missing around that time?
Oh no! Miss Kasumi used to teach Sayori and I a long time ago.
Oh, that is so
No.
What happened to her exactly?
Sayori shrugs.
We were told that she moved away suddenly to work in a different part of the country, right? People used to spread really scary, horrible rumors about what happened to her, but they don't really make sense.
Hang on. She had a child of her own that year, didn't she? Oh god, she did.
Oh.
And my parents wouldn't really discuss her whenever I asked. They were super dismissive of the whole thing. I always wondered why.
Oh my goodness.
Oh.
This video will have to be, like, marked for, like, disturbing elements.
Yeah.
Wait, you guys actually believe that?
Everybody looks at Natsuki, shocked.
Oh, come on. There's no way you guys almost walked into a trap. Besides, that's just an urban legend.
What
It's
happened to their
not?
teacher, then? She just disappeared, and Main Kara's parents refused to talk about it?
I don't know about you, but that just seems pretty convenient for the story.
Well, maybe some things are better left off unanswered, huh? Although I do hope Sayori and I are just misremembering.
Well, on that cheerful note, how about we move on to the next story? I'd like to nominate Natsuki.
My story?
Natsuki, do you not have one? I mean, she was boasting about it earlier.
Yeah.
Hey, I never said that. I do, but it's just, I got it off the internet.
As I'm sure everybody did.
I don't like horror. So if it's bad, it's not my fault, okay?
Natsuki clears her throat.
Anyway, it's about these two friends named Aoi and Nariko. Basically, there was a rumor going around their high school about people seen going in and out an abandoned house on the outskirts of town. Most people thought they were just drug dealers, but some swore by the fact the house was being used by a cult of some sort. Aoi and Nariko were pretty outgoing and adventurous, so they decided one night to check the place out. They get to the house, and it's pitch black out. Luckily, Aoi had brought flashlights for the two of them. Nariko, on the other hand, brought a knife with her, just in case they ran into any trouble. They go inside, and the place reeks. We're talking main Kara's room levels of stink.
Hey!
Hey!
Everybody bursts out laughing.
Was that really necessary?
Sorry, I had to. Anyway, they look around for a bit. They find the door to the basement, the stairs to the second floor, things like that. Finally, they go into the kitchen and find the source of the smell. There's some weed on the table, and it looks to be recently used.
Ah, so it's dank.
Oh. It's that dank kush.
This confirms Aoi's suspicion that it's just a drug dealer, and she wants to leave. Nariko, on the other hand, still wants to snoop around for a bit. They get into an argument with each other, and Nariko calling Aoi a coward because she thinks Aoi wants to leave since she's afraid of all the rumors. Then Nariko goes, "Yeah, well, if you're not afraid, then go down into the basement." Aoi gladly accepts and walks over to the basement door.
No, never go down into the basement of someone else's house.
As soon as she opens it, she feels a sharp pain in her back, and before she can react, she gets pushed down the stairs.
What?
Oh.
She tumbles down the stairs, and once she hits the bottom, she realizes she can't feel her legs.
Oh, right in the spinal cord.
Oh, no.
Her vision is blurred, but she can barely make out a figure standing at the top of the stairs with a knife.
What? Betrayal!
Ugh.
The last thing Aoi hears before she passes out is Nariko's footsteps as she descends down the stairwell, an old grizzled voice say, "This one will do nicely."
Oh.
The very next day, Nariko and Aoi call in sick. It's kind of a shame, really, because they miss out on all the talk about how someone heard strange animal-like growls coming from the old abandoned house on the outskirts of town. So, yeah. Hope you liked it or whatever.
Oof.
What happened to Nariko and Aoi at the end?
Gee, I wonder.
They didn't die, did they?
Sayori,
Yeah.
are you dumb?
Heh, use your imagination.
Nice story, Natsuki. Cults usually provide good fodder for horror stories. Indeed, I've read quite a few novels involving cults. Yeah, isn't the Portrait of Markov supposed to be about a cult?
Mm-hmm.
There we go. Oh my god.
Doesn't Portrait of Markov involve something like that?
Something similar, yes. Speaking of Yuri and horror stories, how about you go next, Yuri?
Me?
All right then. Give it your best shot. You're walking alone one pale autumn night. The moon is graceful, casting her light down below like snowdrops. As you continue down your path, something shambles behind you. You turn around to look for what it might be, but all you see is a cluster of leaves rustled by the pale air. Slowly returning, you notice the lights in every house around you going out, then flickering before fully extinguishing. With tentative steps, you advance towards one of them to investigate. Just as you're about to reach the window, you hear something snapping behind you. A broken twig is all that remains. It's like seeing Sans break the stick when you're going through Snowden.
But with less whoopee cushions.
Uncertainty floating around inside your head, you unconsciously start walking faster, away from the suburbs. Eventually, you find solace in silence, the only sound being your heartbeat. It's quiet. Nothing bad seems to be happening now. In fact, nothing at all seems to be happening. Confused, you look around and see that you're in front of your house in the street. No one is stirring, nor are there any lights. Gently pacing towards your house, you go through the door. The lights are on, the television is on, but no one in sight. This is unusual. You were expecting your parents to be home tonight. Had they gone out without telling you? No, that couldn't be it. They always let you know where they'll be. You pull out your phone and open up your contacts to give them a call. However, no one is registered in there anymore. No matter how hard you try to remember, you can't call out to them. Suddenly, there is a heavy knock on the door. You peer through the keyhole, but see no one. Another knock. Another. Oh no, creepy eyes! Oh god, Yuri! If she gave me the creepy eyes, I'm afraid Monica's gonna be facing forward.
Oh god.
I was actually legit creeped out by her face just there. Oh wow. You cautiously open the door, but there is still no one there. No one anywhere. How did this happen? Why were you alone, in the piercing silence? Silence so loud, it fills the air. You do not know, and there isn't any way for you to find out.
That's it? What a dumb story! Nothing even happened! Where were the scary monsters and stuff?
There is no greater fear than the unknown, Natsuki. Sharp claws can be prepared for. Enigmatic silence cannot. What's more fearful? Something you know is coming for you, or feeling safe when you're in fact not? Ooh, quite a somber
It's
note.
literally what Natsuki's poem was about.
Exactly. Quite a somber note to end your story on, Yuri. We can always count on you for a good horror tale, huh? Anyway, I'll go next. Although, a scary story. Now that I think about it, I don't think I've come up with a ghost story before. I haven't read too many horror stories either. Well, I guess that isn't a surprise.
Just make one up then. It'll be fun.
Will it be?
Well, I can't say I've tried that before.
Are you trying to get out of telling a story?
Of course not. Now that I think about it, there is one I've heard before. Monica's expression turns serious. The mood in the room turns serious. She uses the same intensity she did for when she read her poems, and everyone quiets down. A number of years ago, Tanabata had come along, as it does every year. Is that a holiday? Or a spirit?
Let's Tanabata. Tanabata Festival.
Oh.
known as the Star Festival, is a Japanese festival originating from the Chinese festival. It celebrates the meeting of the deities, whatever.
Okay. Is it a specific time of year?
July 7th.
Okay, so it's a summer festival.
Yes.
It's the story of a lost little girl. "Where am I?" she cried. She cried and cried, hoping desperately she could find someone to help her. But the little girl was alone. Nobody could hear her. But just as all hope seemed lost, she heard a voice. "Isn't the night wonderful?" The girl looked up. Where before there was nobody was now a man in an elegant yukata. He wore what looked like a no mask, but it was a completely blank. Behind the man stood a stall, masks and lanterns of all sorts hanging from it. Oh, this makes me think of, I saw a Netflix anime movie called A Whisker Away. I think maybe that was the night festival, because it was like a summer holiday, and she finds like a guy selling masks, and she finds a cat mask. And she turns into a cat whenever she wants to.
Oh,
it's pretty
cool.
It was a pretty good story. I liked it. Very Ghibli-esque, even though I don't think it has anything to do with Studio Ghibli.
Fair.
Okay, so there's a mask. "How rude of me," the man admonished himself. "Welcome, dear customer. Your heart seems unhappy. Why not take a look at my wares?" the man said as he gestured to the masks behind him. "Please, take one that will bring a smile to your face." One. Makes me think of Infinity Train. The girl looked at the masks. There were ones that looked frightening, ones that looked strange, ones that looked exotic, and many others. "What about your mask, mister?" the girl asked. "I'm sorry, but this mask is very special. It's not for sale." The girl looked sad. "I like that mask. It looks really cool." The man laughed softly. "It has been called many things, but this is perhaps the first time it has been called cool." "Would you like a fruit?" the man asked, picking one from the tree behind him. "They're sweet and delicious." The girl reached to take it, but the man pulled his hand back. "Ah, they're not for children." "Why did you offer it, though?" The girl was confused. "But just tonight, it should be fine," he said as he offered his hand out once again. "In the festival of the night, children can become adults, and adults become children." "Huh. Is that true?" asked the girl, and the man assured her it was. The girl took the fruit and bit into it. It was unlike anything she had tasted before. It was almost overwhelming, but the flavor was wonderful. "It's good," the girl said happily. The man laughed again. "I'm glad you think so. There's plenty, so please eat all you like." As she ate, the man took down a mask. "What about this one?" The girl took the mask. "It looks like me, but she looks like a princess," the girl said in awe. "Do you like it? Please take it." "But what about money?" asked the girl. "I don't need money. Instead, I would like to be friends. Is that okay?" "Of course," the girl agreed. "From now on, we're friends."
Sus.
Yep, pretty sus. "I'm glad," the man said with gratitude. "Why not put on your mask?" The girl did so. She was overcome with a strange feeling. "Why is it?" she asked. "Ah, at last, long I have dreamt of this moment. My dear, my Eve, my only friend." "Huh." The man smiled beneath his mask as he spoke as the light of the stars began to fade. "For it is the festival of the night, where children become adults, and adults become children. Let it be known." I guess it's like a reverse
That
Adam and
sounds
Eve story.
really, that sounds so weird.
Yes, it does.
Oh, wait.
Yeah.
The man was the serpent
Oh. Maybe.
in the story.
Oh, the serpent.
Yeah, in like the Adam and Eve story.
Oh, I thought it was like...
Because of the fruit.
Yeah. I thought it was... I didn't even think of the serpent, because I was just thinking, it's like, well, he called her Eve, and it's like, maybe he's like Adam, but like he's the one offering her fruit instead of her. But...
Yeah.
I like it, the idea that he's a serpent, though.
Yeah, he's basically the devil.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Ah, I like that. Another unconventional horror story, I see.
Yep. I guess monster-less horror stories are more popular than you'd think. I rather liked the mysterious tone myself. It's very reminiscent of the style of Asian horror stories.
You guys have a weird sense of what's scary.
I mean, this story isn't necessarily meant to scare you to death. Spirits don't have to just be frightening, you know.
Well, it is Halloween. Aren't things supposed to be scary today? But Halloween is fun too, not just scary.
Alright, you guys, break it up. Let's just all agree to disagree again.
Monica smiles gratefully at me, while Natsuki shoots me a disgruntled look.
Anyway, guess it's my turn to tell a story.
And hopefully after he tells his ghost story, it'll be near the end of the episode, because we're going a little bit over time here. But I want to finish this Halloween arc.
Yeah, same. So this is something that actually happened to a friend of mine.
Ooh.
Oh, really?
Yes, really. Shut up, Natsuki.
So it happens to Sayori then? Because you don't have friends. Huh? This story's about me? Is that true, man?
No, it's not a... Oh my god. What? No, it's not.
Let's just get on with the story, shall we?
I have other friends, you know. Jeez. I don't, but you guys don't know that. Right. Anyway. So this friend of mine lived alone in an apartment building. He lived in the downtown area and loved to party all night. And one night, he was out as usual. However, when he stumbled back home in the early hours of the morning, he realized that he'd lost his keys and was locked out of his apartment. So he ended up having to call his landlord, who was pissed at having to wake up in the middle of the night to let him back in. But in the end, he was able to get home safely, so that's all that matters, right?
I can certainly relate to that comforting feeling.
Right. When he got inside, he noticed that his keys were actually on his nightstand. So he didn't lose them after all.
They weren't an extra set that his landlord lent him?
Nope. He was able to recognize them by the keychain he attached to it.
So that's it?
Pretty much, yeah.
What's so scary about that?
Guess you haven't realized it yet, huh?
What do you mean?
The apartment was locked when he got back, right?
Yeah, I got that part.
But his keys were still in the apartment. So how do you suppose he locked them in?
Uh-huh.
Someone must have gotten into his apartment and placed them inside, then locked the door themselves from the inside.
And the only sets of keys were my friend's and his landlord's, so...
Whoever it was who brought his keys back was still in the apartment when he got home.
But who was it then?
He never found out.
You're gonna make me permanently paranoid!
That was quite an enjoyable story, Main Kara. Although it was short, the realization at the end definitely made up for that. Plus, the story calls on the real fears of things like squatters, stalkers, and killers. Who knows? Maybe one of us has a squatter living in our own home, hidden away, never to be found.
Stop right there! I don't even want to think about it! Okay, that story wasn't half bad.
Glad you all liked it. I'll have to admit, this has been pretty fun, guys.
Yeah, it really has.
We should do this sort of stuff more often. Not breaking into school, though.
Yeah.
Sayori, Halloween only comes around once a year.
Oh, yeah. If I may make a suggestion. We all turn to look at her. Well, as it's fitting for the mood, would you like to try the Kokori-san game?
Huh? What's that? Oh, that Ouija board thing? Isn't that just some urban legend?
Only if you believe it is, Natsuki. Ouija board stuff, huh? On one hand, although it's not very hard to scare me, I'm a bit skeptical about ghosts. Do we want to do the Ouija board stuff? I wonder.
Maybe we should save it.
Yeah, because it's almost an hour and a half now, and
who knows how long this will be.
We might need to do a part 2 of this, but I don't know how long the Halloween arc is going to last. But, yeah, I think I'm just gonna save it here, because we've also got stuff to do. But, this has been really fun, Halloween episode. We heard poems, we heard spooky stories, and who knows what's gonna happen in the next episode, but, I guess Halloween will be a little extended. So you'll have that spooky, scary stuff even after Halloween is over. Oh my god. What?
I really hope that, like, they contact a spirit and then it says, like, the name of your computer.
Ooh, that would be creepy.
As if, like, the player is the spirit.
Ah.
Oh, that would be great.
Yes. I guess, maybe they'll see, like, front-facing Monaco or... Yeah, I don't know what Japanese Ouija board is like, but we'll get to learn that. Thank you guys for watching, and I hope you guys have a spooky but safe Halloween. Don't get murdered and all that, and stay safe from COVID.
Yes, watch out for bears.
Alright. Stay determined. Until next time.
Bye.